Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pillbox Medical. Today we will be doing a quick walkthrough on how we are going to go about doing our Medevac or Med1 certifications. Obviously, first, in order to do this, we need one vehicle, which we do have a single Maverick. Generally, whenever you spawn in your Maverick, it will actually have the wrong livery. It'll have the police livery. I'm just going to hop in the back and then get out. Kind of make sure that seat's nice and comfortable. And then what we do is we hop in the front and it starts up. Prior to takeoff, you must always make sure your livery is correct. There we go. So livery 1 is ambulance. Is there livery 0? There is. See? That doesn't help anything at all. 4 does nothing. Okay, so basically we need livery 1. That'll be your medevac or your ambulance livery. Now, as a medical helicopter, obviously we do not fly in crazy locations. But as a test, we have a very simple landing machine. There's a lot of options we can take on. There's some dangerous spots to land, some crazy spots to land, but the idea is we won't really ever be using the majority of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick the easy spots to land. My personal favorite is to take up over here, and you can either use the IAA building, which is, I think it has stuff on the roof, so we're not going to take that. First landing spot will definitely be on top of Maze Man. Keep in mind, I'm not the best pilot in the world, so I take my sweet time, which is totally fine. If you are better than me, that is great. Believe me, I don't like flying any more than I have to. The idea is a soft landing. Boom, and you're good. From here, we will take off and dip straight down. We'll never have to do this ideally in the city because we don't want to be flying in between buildings. We'll go right back across Pillbox Medical, the beautiful, beautiful hospital that we maintain oh so very well. Now from here, we'll be flying over to the dam area. It's a dam area. Don't necessarily have to fly this close to the ground. It's just a little bit quicker for the sake of this video not being overly dark. I don't want to keep our camera crew waiting for too long back there. For those of you who are not aware, this is Doc Lord flying, Medevac flying. Obviously, if we are on takeoff and landing, we should be calling out over the radio. Make sure you have something set up very good for that. There it is over here. It's been a little while since I've done this. Second location for a drop-off is going to be over here. Now, anything out in the water, you will need a Sea Sparrow. But we can land on locations like the small island, what do you want to call it, archipelago. And in the case that somebody is out here, we do not have a dive team as of yet. But let's say they're out here doing whatever they're doing, and something happens and they're on an island. You want to land as centered and level as you can. This way it's easy to get people in and out. You have plenty of room around you for everything you want to do. You don't ever want to land too close to the patient either, so if they're in a spot like that, you want to land a little bit further away. Now, we pick up and take off and head towards the north. We actually get rid of that. There we go. But wait, what is it? What is the one thing that I forgot? Oh, that's right, the same thing that everyone forgets. Well, I forget it a lot. Always be extremely careful when flying. Why? Because if you accidentally hop out of your thing, well, let's just say it doesn't go too good for you. Take a nice little scenic route. These are the extreme training area. We will fly through. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to make you do that. there is a course for this where you have to fly through these things and survive. But we're not doing that for medical because we shouldn't be doing that anyway. Always keep in mind when flying around the prison, you should be flying around the prison. You should not ever be flying over the prison. It is supposed to be a no-fly zone unless we need to land in the prison, which we should be driving to. So the final, the major part of this nice little training exercise is the challenge landing, which is very simple. It's not that much of a challenge, honestly, as long as you're at least a halfway decent pilot. I figure if I can land it, anybody can probably land it. But it's way up here on Mount Chiliad. Now, Mount Chiliad is the most common location that you will be using the medevac or Mid-1 helicopter. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to drive up here. It takes a long time and all of that. So you want to make sure you actually get plenty of height before, well, altitude more so. When we get more altitude, let's speak properly here. We get plenty of altitude as you are coming this direction because it takes a long time to get up. We do have the ability to scour the mountainsides, find where people are at. The issue is whenever somebody falls into like a crevice down here, we would need to land, say, up here, or we may need to actually have more assistance coming through. People are hopefully not too often going to have issues up here, but if they do, there's only one acceptable landing location, which is not where we're about to land. The challenge landing is this one right here. But you notice there are plenty of things that can mess you up, and if you hit any of them, that's about the end of your helicopter. So, very simple. You want to land right here on top of this roof. And about how I land is the safest way to land. Very simple landing. Not somewhere you should ever have to land, but you never know. Sometimes it's just a good option to land in a precarious location. From here, we'll take our way back to Pillbox Medical. Now that we have plenty of altitude, we can just fly straight, full speed ahead. Get a little bit more lined up, and here we are. If you want to pick up a little speed, more than welcome to. Just drop down a little bit and hit it again. Anytime flying, make sure you're not flying too close to the ground. You should always be flying high enough up that if something does happen, that you're not going to cause too much of a problem. And you never want to fly so high that you are within the flight path of the pilots. Be careful, especially when flying over other airports, such as the ones right here. Always check around. If there is somebody else flying through and you're in their way, it's on you, not them. Because they have a flight path, you should do the same. Just a nice little calm flight over the Vinewood Bowl. And back into the city. When coming back into the city, always remember your patient will be in the helicopter with you. You do not want to store the helicopter with the patient inside. You want to make sure that you get your patients out and escort them. You can come back later and store the helicopter. Ideally, you always want to have a flight companion. But if you don't, then situations may arise. Cases in which you may use the helicopter are anything in the Chiliad area, anything in a location that you cannot simply drive to. We do not use the Maverick for sea rescue, because that's just a bad idea. But anywhere that you can't drive to, you should be using the Maverick. And, well, you know, just be safe about it. Remember, always fly safe, always use your comms, and always have a buddy if you can. Be careful out there, and, well, I hope you have a great time flying. And we look forward to training sessions. So let me know whenever you're ready, and we will have ourselves a great, great time.